Welcome to the Word a Day English podcast.
The podcast where you improve your English through clear, natural conversations.
I'm Maya.
And I'm Daniel.
Today's episode is for B1 English learners.
You will hear useful vocabulary, everyday expressions, and natural B1 grammar in context.
You do not need to understand every single word.
First, listen for the main idea. Then notice how the speakers connect their ideas.
Are you ready?
Let's begin.
Today we are talking about travel delays, lost luggage, and adapting when plans go wrong.
We will follow a natural conversation, review useful expressions, and finish with speaking and listening practice.
Scene 1. Have you checked the departure board?
Yes. Our flight has been delayed by 90 minutes. That is annoying, but at least it has not been cancelled.
Exactly. I would rather wait than rebook everything. Do we know why it is delayed?
There is bad weather near the destination. Should we go through security now?
I think so. We can wait near the gate.
That is a useful situation because it could happen in real life.
Yes, and notice that the speakers did more than give short answers.
They explained reasons, reacted to new information, and adjusted their ideas.
That is exactly the kind of communication B1 learners should practice. Scene 2. What are you most looking forward to on this trip?
Walking around the old town and trying local food. I hope the weather improves.
Me too, but if it rains we can visit museums. My suitcase is not on the belt.
Are you sure it did not come out somewhere else? I have checked twice.
Then let us go to the baggage desk.
That is a useful situation because it could happen in real life.
Yes, and notice that the speakers did more than give short answers.
They explained reasons, reacted to new information, and adjusted their ideas.
That is exactly the kind of communication B1 learners should practice. Scene 3. How would you describe the suitcase?
It is dark green with a red strap around it. The staff says it may arrive tomorrow morning.
That is a relief. At least they know where it is. Do you have anything for tonight?
Fortunately, I packed basic toiletries and a t-shirt in my hand luggage. Good thinking.
I learned the hard way after a previous trip.
That is a useful situation because it could happen in real life.
Yes, and notice that the speakers did more than give short answers.
They explained reasons, reacted to new information, and adjusted their ideas.
That is exactly the kind of communication B1 learners should practice. Now let's review 5 useful expressions from today's conversation.
Expression, make the best of.
It means to try to use a difficult situation positively.
Example, I try to use make the best of naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with make the best of.
Expression, look forward to.
It means to feel excited about something in the future.
Example, I try to use look forward to naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with look forward to.
Expression, the hard way.
It means by learning through a difficult experience.
Example, I try to use the hard way naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with the hard way.
Expression, it looks as though.
It means used when something seems likely from the evidence.
Example, I try to use it looks as though naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with it looks as though.
Expression, keep the receipt.
It means save proof of what you paid for.
Example, I try to use keep the receipt naturally when I explain a real situation.
Now make your own sentence with keep the receipt. Let's pause for a B1 language focus.
At B1 level, the goal is not only to give short answers. Try to explain reasons, contrast ideas, and add examples.
Useful connectors include because, although, however, so, while, and if.
For example, I wanted to go, but I was tired, so I stayed home.
Or, although the plan changed, we still had a good evening.
You can also say, in my opinion, the main reason is, or on the other hand.
Repeat these sentence starters aloud.
In my opinion.
The main reason is.
On the other hand.
It depends on.
If I had to choose, I would.
I used to, but now
I've already, but I haven't, yet.
These starters help you move from short A1 and A2 answers to fuller B1 answers.
Here is a model answer.
Question: do you prefer planning everything or being flexible?
Short answer, I prefer planning.
B1 answer: I usually prefer planning because it helps me feel organized. However, I try to stay flexible when something unexpected happens.
The longer answer gives a reason and adds a contrast. Try to do the same when you speak.
Now let's do a short speaking practice. Answer aloud if you can.
Question 1. What would you do in a similar situation?
Pause and answer in 1 or 2 complete sentences.
A possible answer is, I would stay calm, look at my options, and explain the situation clearly because that usually helps me make a better decision.
Question 2. Describe a time when a plan, habit, problem, or decision changed unexpectedly.
Try to use past simple in one connector such as because, although, or so.
A possible answer is, last month my plan changed because a meeting finished late, so I called my friend and we met at a different time.
Question 3. Give your opinion about today's topic.
Start with in my opinion and give at least one reason.
A possible answer is, in my opinion, being flexible is important because real life does not always follow our original plan.
Before we finish, listen to this short B1 story connected to travel delays, lost luggage, and adapting when plans go wrong.
Alex had a clear plan for the day, but something unexpected happened in the afternoon.
Instead of reacting immediately, Alex checked the situation, considered 2 options, and asked another person for advice.
The first option was faster, but it was more expensive. The second option took longer, but it was easier to manage.
After thinking about the advantages and disadvantages, Alex chose the second option and felt more confident about the decision.
Question 1. Did Alex make a decision immediately?
No. Alex checked the situation and considered different options first.
Question 2. What was the difference between the two options?
The first was faster but more expensive. The second took longer but was easier to manage.
Question 3. Why did Alex feel more confident?
Because Alex had compared the options before making the final decision.
Excellent work. Remember that at B1 level, understanding the main idea is more important than understanding every word.
Listen again and notice the phrases you missed the first time.
Then choose two expressions and use them in your own sentences.
Thank you for listening to the Word a Day English podcast.
Keep listening.
Keep practicing.
And keep using your English in real situations.
See you in the next B1 episode.
Bye.
Bye.